Hey folks, welcome back to the Portable Gamer and welcome back to Train Sim World and the Rapid Transit DLC. So there are only 5 scenarios in this DLC. We've done 2 of them, at least 3, using my math skills. I see 3 scenarios. They're all 45 minutes and they're all rated easy. Let's do this one because it's got a double set and I don't recall if we've done a double set yet. I think maybe we have, but maybe we haven't. And what's weird about this is, so I am playing these Sims and recording them for you. I'm playing them myself because I enjoy them. And I'm also playing them, I guess, for research or testing. And it's weird sometimes to forget what... Oh, here we go. I don't want to talk over the voiceover. All right. We don't get a voiceover. How's your German? Mine is not very good, and doesn't really matter anyway. Let's just go to where the green markers are and hope for the best. I think I saw all station service in there. So now this game does have native support for gamepads, but I don't use my gamepad. The reason I mention that is on the gamepad there is a run button. I haven't looked to see. Commence boarding. Unlock the doors on the right side. Indeed we will. Like that. Have a minute to get our train ready. I like it dark. I like it a little moody. So, turn the cabin lights off. These need to go on. And it's pretty foggy outside. So let's go bright. Yeah. Let's go rainbow bright. Reverser is going to need to go forward. Is that right? Reverser is forward. Okay. Everything else is good. Brakes are off. All right. Take a look outside. Right. So, like all good train drivers, if I get a text, I may have to reply to it. All right. It wants us to wait. It wants us to wait literally 1 second. I'm going to tap the buzzer, even though there's no sound when we do, and I believe we're ready. Here we go. We're going to, do we want to say Jortau? Is the Z silent? Shortau? I don't know, man. There's a lot of consonants up front in that word. I don't want to get anywhere near that. If you speak German, have at it. Okay, and that is, we need to be there 8:02, and it's almost 8 now. 3 miles? Oh, really? How we do that? How are we gonna go 3 miles in 2 minutes from a dead stop? All right. I also learned this locomotive, this train locomotive combo, however you want to describe it, is controlled primarily with the electric brake, not with the automatic brake or the locomotive brake. It's all done with the dynamic brake. Or should be. The automatic brake is only for emergency stopping or unusual circumstances. So I'm going to do my best to do that. And what else is going on? Oh, I've moved a lot of markers. You may have seen this in another Train Sim World video that I did. I've moved a lot of markers from the world, or what we see as the world when we look through the windscreen. There it is right there. I've moved a lot of those things from out there to up on the HUD. The one thing I have not been able to move, I mean, I can get rid of it, is the big final destination marker up there. We can get rid of that if we want, but then me personally, I don't know where to stop without that marker. I don't know the routes well enough yet, and I can't read the track signs. They go by too quickly and they're too small. But until I can read them, we need to have the other one out there. And I'm going to start slowing down now because this electric brake is not always... I'm sure it's German and is extremely wonderful and efficient, but it doesn't hit like an air brake does. So I want to be careful that we don't overrun the station. Right. I think that's about it. Yeah, I think I slowed down too early. We've got 10 seconds to get there, and it's a half a mile away. You know what? So it goes. I don't know if it's possible to do some of these scenarios. I mean, surely it must be. Dovetail wouldn't just give you impossible tasks. Or would they? Would they? Right. Yep, there's those big markers on the tracks. I'd like to get rid of those and keep the target, I guess. You know, the thing up there. Oh, I'm just perpetually late. I'm the worst train driver. Hello. Went a little long on that one. But we are still well and truly all on the platform. Right. What else? I think that's about it. I think that's all I got going on. So yeah, still digging the Train Sim world. Still digging the DLC. Some of them, honestly, I have to say I dig more than others. I think at the moment, Great Western Express and Northeast Corridor are my favorites because they seem to have the most variety. Lock doors. Give it a little right there. Right. Speed limit is wide open here. We'll get just a little bit of speed going before we punch it, so we're not jarring our passengers. I think Great Western Express and Northeast Corridor are my favorite. There's such a variety of things to do in them, this rapid transit, and I imagine they will expand it as they update it. You know how Dovetail is. I imagine they will expand it as they update it, and there will be more scenarios and possibly even more rolling stock in rapid transit. But as it is right now, just between me and you, it's really just driving these little subway trains around, which is fantastic, but there's not, I mean, that's it. I'm thinking they have to add some stuff to this. I'm really hoping I didn't pay $30 for one train and one subway route. It's gorgeous, I think. Let's go outside. It's lovely, but it's really just kind of a one-trick pony. It's a really nice one-trick pony, but still, just the one trick. So, I'll hop back in before my alerter trips. So, Great Western Express, Northeast Corridor, my favorites at the moment. We'll see. We'll see how they expand the DLC that we already have. We'll see how they add new DLC, and I'm sure they will. You know they will. It's Dovetail. This sim will be buried in DLC, and we'll love it. All right. Get some brakes. Get some more brakes. I know I could brake much later, but I just don't want to overrun a station. You know me. You know what a careful fellow I am. Love the sound palette in this game too. It's very subtle. Very, just seems very authentic. And I've been on I've been on some subways. I've been on a subway or two in my time, and I'm pretty confident this is just about exactly what they sound like. And there is a, for a sound as synthetic. How do we do? 45 seconds late. Man, you just can't win here. Literally. For a sound as synthetic as an electric locomotive motor, right? That's a really synthetic sound. It would be really easy to recreate that sound with a synthesizer and just call it good. But I think Dovetail, as detailed as this game is, I'm guessing, I'm going to bet that. Lock the doors. Give it a little hunt. Give it a little hunt. I'm guessing that 8, 11, we might be able to do this one. Yep. This is where the healing begins. Get a little movement out of the station so we don't rattle everybody. Here we go. 3 minutes. If we get it up to 100 miles an hour, I bet we can be on time for this one. But you know what? It's going to drop the speed limit on us. You know it is. That's how they do us. Every time. It's just so challenging in a good way. But Dovetail, the sound palette, I'm guessing that Dovetail could just use a synthesizer. Shoot, man. They could go in a closet with an electric motor and a microphone and just make a sound and then run it through a bunch of filters and call it good. But I'm guessing that Dovetail probably spent like a day on these trains empty, driving around Leipzig, recording the actual sound of the train. It just has a depth to it and a character that makes me think that they put as much time and effort into this as they did into all the other parts of the game. So I'm going with that as my final answer. It's just really good. It's really immersive and totally pleased with it. It sounds like I'm gushing. I might be. I might be a little bit. I'm allowed to gush. 11. 2 minutes, mile and a half. I think we're going to be on time. No. No way. We can't be on time. What are we going to do with ourselves with all our on time? So I've been beginning to brake at the 1 mile mark. I'm going to wait to the 0.9, 0.8 mark. Here we go. Oh, and of course we're speeding. Of course. Oh, when I wait, I'm not complaining. Not complaining at all, but this game is just fiendish in the way that it challenges you. And I felt like we were a little hot into that last one, so let's be less hot into this one. Less heat. Too much heat. Less. Slower. Come on. There we go. Learning the trains, learning the brakes. Digging it though. Love it. All right. You know, it's weird to realize. It's weird to realize that. Back here? No, it's not going to give it to us. We're on the other side. It's weird to realize that the 2 or 3 seconds, right, when we miss a stop, right, like right there, we stopped 6 yards, I think, past where we were supposed to. It's only 6 yards, but I know, closed the doors 4 seconds early. I'm in a hurry. 8:14. How far is it? 2.3 miles. We might be on time again. We might. We might. Come on. The time that it takes to go that extra 6 yards might be 3 or 4 seconds. And this is going to sound so retarded. And when I say retarded, obviously, I mean no disrespect to anybody. It's just an expression. It's like when I call you a big homo. I don't mean anything bad about anybody. It's just a silly phrase. So, this is going to sound retarded when I say it, but those 3 or 4 seconds, like, the game is so tight that they matter. They matter. Oh. I don't know. I guess there's a learning curve to this game, but I don't know what it takes to be that good. You know? Now, we've got a speed limit coming up, 75. Oh, they give it to us here. That's interesting. Now, I wonder if that is due to the time that it would take to slow down to that speed. Right, that it's got some type of, like a PTC system where it didn't want us to accelerate beyond what we would be able to recover before we got to the station, or before we got to the new speed limit. You know what I'm saying. Right, 0.8. Oh, okay, we got a 62 coming up. All over the place with these speed limits today. And there's our station in, looks like 800, 700, okay. This is fun. Why is this fun? How could this possibly be fun? Trying to get a locomotive to stops on time. How's this fun? I could do this all day. Love it. Ooh, short platform. All right. Like right here. I feel like we're slowing down this last little bit too slowly. There's my text. Perfect. Happened just as I got to the station. So, doors open. Get that prepped. Loading passengers. And I'm texting. Okay. Perfect. Sent. Take a look from outside. Love it. Back in. There we go. 1.6 miles. Yeah. What we've got 2.5 minutes to go 1.6 miles. They're going to send all kinds of crazy speed limit adjustments at us. That's my wager till we get there, which is fine. Not complaining. Right. So we got a 50 coming up. And then our stop isn't too far beyond. All right. So there's 50. right? Like it's in 400 yards. Would we accelerate over 50 and then slow down for it? Is it that, right? Driving this subway like a two-door Honda. All right, so then it goes to 50. And it goes to 37. Whoa. 37. All right. Oh, and then it goes back to 50. No, it stays at 37. Okay. So you're not messing with me. All right. We've got 1 minute. Go a half a mile. Oh, this is going to be our first underground station. Is it? Yeah, I think it might be. All right, I'll give it a little goose. Try to make up some time. 45 seconds. And then as soon as we hit this, as soon as we get near 50, I'm going to have to get back on the brakes. And I believe we're headed downhill a little bit too. Yeah. All right. I'm going to get the hang of this. Back it off a little bit more, a little bit less. I really like the stations in this game. The underground stations, I think, are lovely. And I also think, as I recall from an earlier debriefing, I think as long as we're within the minute, I think we get credit for it. On the left. There you go. I'm not going to move around in here because it'll bounce the camera every which way and make you seasick. Don't want to do that. Right. And then what are some other views? There's this one. And is there... That's the drive-by. That's the map. Get back in here. Lock doors. And here we go. Okay. Trying not to do the jackrabbit start. But that, for me, that's still kind of a leftover legacy item from old MS Train Sim on the Acela, where you were constantly getting dinged for bumping the passengers around. I would really love to see a whole row of little green check marks. We're seeing too many red X's. Not all, but too many. And this one's kind of... close to the end of the platform here. Right. Left side doors. There you go, folks. Thanks for riding the Ill Will Express. Lovely. Right. Back in first person. There we go. Interesting. Okay. Just a little bit of that delay there again. And wow, we're late before we even start moving. Okay. I mean, I don't want to just jam the throttle and jam the brake for every stop. That seems, I don't know, that just doesn't seem German. It seems kind of, you know, reckless and not very, not very cool. We're definitely late now. Yeah, that's objective complete. Is that it? That wasn't 45 minutes. It couldn't be. All right. Don't know what that was about. Oh, no, not the emergency brake. The other way. Now, do I need to reset that? Is it this one? Is it this one? It's not that one. Is it this one? Man, if we get a green light here and train doesn't move. Right. We'll tap, tap. No, we're okay. 800 yards. 823. Yeah, we're late. We're already late before we've even started moving. I'll just keep practicing, I guess. What else can you do? What else can you do? I mean, I want to say I'm running this railroad as tight as I can, but clearly I'm not. There have to be ways to squeeze just that much more time out of every stop, and we'll have to find them. When I say we, I mean me, of course. Yeah. If they want us within the minute, then we're late for all of these. Okay. Living and learning, baby. Living and learning every day. You know us. Try not to go past this one like we did the last one. Yeah, this last little bit just kind of creeping in here. I feel like we might be losing some time there. Right. Objective complete. Unlock the doors. Alright, what's that little pause about? That's costing us a few seconds per stop. Game, what you doing? Right, gonna get in here and we get things prepped and get us that much closer to getting on the gas. I know. It's not gas, it's electric. It's a figure of speech. See how quick we can do this. Lock doors. Guard buzzer. 0.7 miles. 26. 30 seconds to get there. I mean, if it wasn't from a standing start, I think we might be able to go half a mile in 30 seconds. That wouldn't be unreasonable. But it is a standing start. Alright, now this will take us back outside. Will it not? Yeah, it will. And I believe we're doing this the opposite direction from how we did it in our first scenario and with a longer train. this prepped. All right, not a lot of action here. Right. I don't know if you can hear the fans either. I have the fans from all my machines when they get going. It sounds like a bunch of vacuum cleaners running in here. Right. 8:29, 1.3 miles, 1 minute. Wow. Do our best. And then we have a 75 coming up, so maybe. Now, the flip side to that is, though, the faster we go, the longer it takes us to stop. So it's not as simple as just gun it. Let me look at the. It's not as simple as just gun it and everything will be cool. We still have to. Why are we coasting down? Did we trip PCT? What's going on? Oh, I have no idea what just happened right there. Ah, well, well, we're late already, like always. I don't know what happened right there. Game. I just want to be a good train driver. That's all I want. Why you gotta be so hard? It is, man. It's tricky. It's a tricky train to drive. Still curious how this stacks up against the real thing. I can probably look that up. I'm sure somebody has. Oh. I'm sure somebody has looked that up or done it. Right, you know what I mean. Like they've talked to real train drivers and then had them play the sim. Like when they have race drivers get in iRacing or Race Room or something. All right, take a look outside. Oh yeah, that's look at that. That's totally safe. You're right on the end there. Get on the train. Quit your complaining. Right. Lock the doors. Get a little click there. Give a little click there. I'm just going to gun it. Going for it. Now, we're already late. Oh, game. Messing with my emotions. That's what you're doing. Playing games with me is what it, I can feel it. Game player. Right. There we go. Is it already 4 o'clock? Yeah, it is. Wow. 4 o'clock for me. 1600. As they say. Now what I do, I don't know if this is right, wrong, indifferent, doesn't matter, but what I try to do is I try to match my speed in miles per hour to the distance to the station in yards. Yeah, I said it. Only because I can align the two. And then, of course, as I get closer, then I back it off a little bit. The only reason I do that is it is, at the moment, the only benchmark I have as far as stopping distance or somehow bringing those two numbers down to 0 at the same moment in time and space, if that makes sense. Even if it doesn't, it was pretty the way I said it. It was lovely. Right, open the doors. You got it. Does that make sense? It's two numbers that I have, two values. One is distance to the station in meters, which we will call D, and then the speed of the train in kilometers per hour, miles per hour. I haven't set to miles, which we will call, of course, V. And my goal is, if we were graphing these things, that D and V would both arrive at 0 at the same coordinates. Yeah, you feel me. So that's what I'm trying to do, and I don't know if that is, well, first off, I don't know if people do that in the real world. I don't know if it's accurate. I'm just, that's the only two values, the only two variables that I can see, one of whom I have control over. And I feel like by using that sort of thumbnail formula, I give myself some structure. And particularly, like right now, I can't even see the station. It's out there in the fog. The only way that I know how far I am from it is the meter. I also feel like coming like this is way too fast. And that's what happens when I get not impatient, but trying to make $1 out of the proverbial 15 cents. And I end up coming in here like coming in hot. I also feel like I could open the doors before it tells me to, but I wait. I'm trying to do it the way they want it done, so I wait till they tell me to open the doors. I don't know why I wouldn't open them earlier. Other than just somehow running afoul of the rules of the scenario, but I think we ought to be okay. We'll see. Right. Oh, they load quick out here. Everybody in a hurry. Right. Lock the doors. Guard buzzer. A little bit of horn. Brakes off. And we've got 15 seconds to go a mile. We can do it, but we can totally do it. That would be what, about 250? About 250 miles an hour. And of course, then we need to stop. We need to bring it down from 250 to stop in 1.1 miles. That's a piece of cake. I'll do it all day, I said. And then beyond that station, we have a 50, but we're okay till we get there. Right. Yeah, man. I thought Euro Truck was the most relaxing sim. But I might have to give it to this. This is somehow more relaxing than Farm Sim. Although nothing's more relaxing than mowing. Alright. And then engage the reversers. Engage them a little bit more. There you go. Now, I feel like we've also got some curves crisscrossing as we're getting down toward these. The place where those two lines intersect at 0, and I feel like we've got some momentum. I feel like we have the delay applying and releasing the brakes. So there's some other variables at work in there as well. But I'm totally stoked about this. We're going uphill. Why we slow down so much? Give it a little loosey-goosey there. It says we're on flat ground, but we're slowing down. Come on. There we go. Now stop. Right. Objective complete. Open the doors. And I believe this is our last stop. If I saw that the little intro when we started the scenario, I believe of all the things that I saw in there, I think this was one that I recognized. This stop, the name of this stop. So we'll see if we'll see where they want us to go next. If anywhere, they may just have us shut it down Gordon Ramsay style. Nope, one more stop. 12 seconds. Oh, man. When I'm done here, I will take a look online and see if there's a YouTube video of somebody hitting all these stops on time. I'm curious. And, I mean, who knows? I wouldn't put it past a game developer. As realistic as this sim is, I don't know. Maybe they just made a bunch of stuff up. Maybe it's impossible to do all these stops in time. Who knows? You know, it's like a big Easter egg. But it's a big Easter egg that somebody hits you in the face with. Right, and then in half a mile we have a red signal. That's got to be the end of the line. And in fact, see, I don't sprechen Sie very well. So now I'm looking at this next station and thinking this is the one that I saw. Ah! Thanks for the heads up, fellas. Was there a warning for that? I'll have to look on the replay. I feel like there was not. So it goes. Right. So let's get this stopped, and then we'll see if they want us to park up the train, or if this is... I think this might be the end of the line. It's okay either way. We've gone... This has to be close to 40 minutes. 45 minutes. And I always run long for some reason. Like if it says 45 minutes, it'll take me an hour. Objective complete. Unlock the doors. You got it. So this looks like a yard. Sure enough it is. Although there's nothing beyond it. It's just a yard. So let's get back in here. Let's get back in here and see if after the scenario they just tell us to exit the train, or if they want us to put it up for the night. Now, I was referring to that as the dynamic brake, but I hear some air hissing. Makes me wonder if there's not a pneumatic component as well. Objective complete. Climb down from the train to complete this duty. Well, if I'm going to do that, then I have to close my doors. I have to set my brake. Can't have my train drifting away. Set that to neutral. No, neutral I said. Lights off. Off. All off. Right there. That's already off. Set the parking brake. handbrake release, handbrake apply. Yep. Set that, and now we will OCD nerd our way out of the train. Close the door. 177 yards, huh? Mm-hmm. Can I see my feet? Can't see my feet. Nice textures. Now, well, when we look down here, we jump to over 60 FPS. When we bring it back up here, it slows down to mid to high 40s. I'll take it. I'll take mid to high 40s all day. All right, folks. Just a train driver here in Leipzig, walking over to this giant green pillar of fire. Don't mind me. Right. Objective complete. All right. All right. Now, really, make this make sense to me. We were late for... Well, we were early for that one. On time for all of these. Late, 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 late. We were within a minute. Is that how they score it? I don't know. Folks, thank you so much for stopping back to join the Portable Gamer. Thanks for joining us for another episode of Train Sim World and the Rapid Transit DLC. And we'll see you next time. Take care now.